Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. It's a new video and yeah guys, it's end of the year. Today is the 29th. Today's the 30th of December. Literally we are knocking on 2023's door. And yeah, let me quickly clean my room, do my morning routine, get a cup of coffee, and I'm gonna do a little sit down with you guys this morning. I'm feeling a lot of emotions as the year ends, and I think I'm gonna share those with you guys, right? Let's do that. If you are a new subscriber, Sobana, glad you could join us. If you're a returning subscriber or you have watched my videos before and you still haven't subscribed, inside. Sanbonan, ninjani, mina ngiyapila. Let me do my morning routine and settle down with you guys. Let's go.
Can't find that color in your crayon box.
Every time a money nigga tell me money can't buy happiness, I ask them, is you broke? Every time they doing these elections saying that your voice counts, how many money niggas going for?
Okay guys. Woo! Finally, my routine is done. Oh, I like to sit like this. Okay, finally my routine is done. It is actually such a gloomy day today. It's ridiculous. It's so cold and we're right in the middle of summer. I've never seen such a hectic representation of global warming, Lenje. Anyway, I'm freezing and I live in a very freezing area, so I'm suffering hard. But yeah, so like I mentioned earlier, I'm just gonna do like I sit down with you guys, end of year feels and how you guys are feeling. Please do comment in below on the comment section, like how are you feeling end of year. I know like we didn't do everything that we planned out to do the year, but it's been a good year. I really can't complain. God has been good. And yeah, so if you guys, okay, actually it's like this is tricky. So on Instagram, for those of you who don't know Instagram, we have stories like on the timeline at the top where you can say anything or show anything for 24 hours, then it disappears, right? So there is also an option to do my close friends where you list whoever you want to see your story, and they're the only people who see your story. So I have a close friends on Instagram. If you're not on it, if you're not on it and you want to be, I mean, you can lift your hand up in the comment section. Let's see about it. But I don't really show anything explicit or nudity or anything. But I just really share like more personal things on my close friends, my emotions, and I have this section that I call random thoughts, where every other day I just have like random thoughts and I just jot them down and I share them with everybody on my close friends. So I thought I would do that today with you guys. I gotta say my name because I don't want to bore you guys with my blabbing. But yeah, it's just a few thoughts and a few things that I think I want to share with you guys before the year ends. We are, like I said, knocking on 2023's door. Super, super, super excited for this coming year. I feel God doing a thing, guys. I really feel God doing a thing. I think it's going to be a good year. And when I say good year, I don't mean just accomplishments. Accomplishments are every year we accomplish something, guys. Just like good in terms of like, I think I'm gonna like, you know, when you're settling into who you're meant to be, and it's such a good feeling because it comes easy, it feels natural, you're at peace with all your decisions. Good chaos of just trying to figure out what you're doing. So I think that's why I'm saying I think it's going to be a good year in terms of my relationships, in terms of my work, in terms of my my decision making and the avenues I want to explore. I think it's going to be a super good year. Guys, coffee. Okie dokes then, let's get into it. So I wrote a few of them down and I'll just elaborate as I go. Also, thank you to my Siwe Boo for buying me this journal notebook that I've been using. It's very new. As you can see, I haven't gone much into it. Anyway, so number one on my random thoughts for this video, I'm gonna read it out and then I'm gonna elaborate, right? So one of my thoughts was the reason why I'm never lacking, and this is just personal to me, the reason why I'm never lacking is because I'm always giving. The reason why I'm never lacking is because I'm always giving. I think that's my life mandate, guys. My life's mandate is to give as much as I can. And I'm not just talking like in monetary terms or in possessions. Even with that, I'm very like free flowing. Like I let things go, and so many times I get so many things that I'm so in disbelief, and I think it's because I'm okay with giving. Like I'm genuinely okay with giving even my last to somebody that needs it, or if I can see it's gonna make a difference in somebody's life. I think that's my life's mandate, for real, for real, for real. Even if it's like not money or possessions, I give my energy, I give my time, I give my ear. Sometimes people just need you to listen to them, and I'm always happy to do that. I give my advice. I've had a number of experiences. Yes, I'm still young, but I've experienced a lot in my life, and maybe one day we can sit down and chat about that. But I'm very open to sharing my life story if it helps somebody else. And I think that's a form of giving as well, right? So the reason why I think I never lack in terms of returning or having people that support me, or people that are willing to listen to me, or people that are willing to reach out to me, is because I'm like that. And I think the universe really it really admires people who are willing to give. I think God admires people that are willing to give, because that's how he operates, right? So that's one of my random thoughts. I'm really in my giving, not even giving era. I've always been like that. I am a person who, I don't hog onto things. If I can share, whether it's family, whether it's friends, whether it's business associates, whether it's customers, whether it's at work or colleagues, I'm really a person who genuinely frees things, and I want to give as much as I can. And life has surprisingly hit me back with that times 10. People are always showing up for me, and always shocks me. And then I remember, well, to know, I think it's the law of your heart is so free to give things that you receive so many things in return that you think you don't deserve or you don't expect, but you only get what you give. You only get what you give. So that's my first random thought. My second one is life moves very fast when you don't know what you want from it. This, guys, I need you to think about this. Life moves very fast when you don't know what you want from it. So think of it this way: when you have a goal or a deadline, right? Time moves. Like, time moves, and you feel like you don't have enough time. But when you don't know, when you're just free flowing life, guys, life will move without you realizing. I always laugh at people I used to work with when I started working in banking long time ago. And they always reference to, the last time we saw you were pregnant, how big is the baba? How big is the baby? Baby? Like, he'll tell us his preference of what he wants us to eat. He's an entire person now. He's a man now. And they always get shocked. And I don't mean that they're not doing or don't know what they want with their lives, but it's a proof of how life really moves. And if you don't have intention, if you don't set out intentions, guys, it's end of the year, we're entering a new year. Set out intentions for the year so that you know, even if you didn't hit your target in the deadline, but life moves so much easier or so much better when you know that this is where you're going. You understand? So if you don't know, literally vibes, 2 years. First thing is the week went by so fast. Since September. How so pay 2022? Hi, bo, since December 2023. Life won't stop moving, and it moves even faster. 2 years, 3 years. I was telling a friend of mine recently who has a target to finish something in 6 months. She's like, and because she's so stressed about it, she's like, 6 months. I said to her, baby, because you know what you wanted 6 months, 6 months is going to fly. Do you understand? It's going to feel so long. 6 months is going to feel so long because you are pushing towards something, and that's just how life works. But if you were just chilling, 6 months would be gone like that. Do you get me? So life moves very fast when you don't know what you want. So set out intentions, know what you want from life. Next thing, you are now old and you have missed, now in the forms that you're filling out, so fill out 30 to 35, and you're like, what happened to the time? Now I was filling in 20 to 20, 25 to 30. Now you're filling in 30 to 35. You don't fall in that age bracket anymore. Life moves very quickly when you don't know what you want. So you better start asking yourself that question. Go in front of the mirror and be like, what do you want from life? Because regardless, it's moving without you. It's definitely moving without you. The third thing I wanted to talk about, it's a random thought, and I've been thinking about this a lot now during the holidays, right? Sonke sibuyele ekhaya, or sonke sivakashela bogogo, or your parents. Some of us live with our parents, but Sabatati live, so they're in the house with us, like close proximity of relationships. And my thought here is honor your parents or your guardians. I know not everybody has the luxury of having a guardian or a parent, but those of us who do, even then, when you do, our relationships are not the best with our parents, some of us. But I need you to honor your parents and your guardians. And why I say that is because, and when I mean honor, maybe let me start with, what does honor your parents mean to me, right? For me, it's respect, right? And respect comes in different forms. There's something in life lekuvulela tindlela takho noma lekunika ifavor with God when your parents or your guardian's heart is at ease with you. When your name comes up, abangapi, yabona. When your name comes up, abatansuki. When your name comes up, they don't feel bad or feel horrible. And so for me, honor your parents means respecting their wishes. Sometimes they ask for things and nati pelansis walk. sivangati, ugh, mom, ugh, dad, can I do it this way and my way? And it's the manner in which you approach those opinions of yours. They've lived life, they know life. And yes, you are coming with new things, and it's a new generation, it's a new era, it's a new age. But there's a way to treat your parents that makes them happy with them looking at you and saying, Guti, you've grown. There's a way in which you do things and say things. And sometimes you need to ask yourself, Guti, if I do this, if anything, I gain the fact that my parents will be happy with me. I had, on Christmas, I was home and we were with my siblings, or some of them. And mom will just ask for like the most random things. My mom is like random. And you're thinking, please, ma'am, can I do it tomorrow? Can I do it some other time? Couldn't you have asked me last week? But and then my mom is happy with me. Like small things like that. And even in the grander scheme of things, in how likaya lagini, libanjani, or how you take care of your siblings, just honor your parents to the point where, yes, you're not always going to be in agreement. Yes, you're not always going to be the best child. But in the bigger picture, when they look at you, let their heart be pure and at ease. And I promise you, in this life, you will get favor. It's even in the Bible. And besides that, there's just some grace that falls upon your life. And I need us to mend relationships with our parents, mend relationships with our guardians. So yeah, to me, that's a very like profound thought that has been sitting on me, especially now during the holidays. Like, honor your parents, do the things that make them feel like your parent and that make you cement yourself as their child. Or you guys hear what I'm saying. But yeah, another thing I wanted to talk about is on the topic of utando, love, but obviously not just romantic love, because what would I know about that? But anyway, this random thought says, love shouldn't cost you everything. Guys, I'm a lover. I am a lover. I love. And that's a line I took from my best friend. She's also like a lover. She's also a lover. I love. And I mean love in all its forms. I love my friends. I love you guys so much. I love my followers. You guys are crazy and I love you. I love my son. I love my family. I love Indoda. I have various forms of love, but love shouldn't cost you anything. And when I say anything, I mean everything rather. Love shouldn't cost you everything. And when I say everything, I mean it's a balance. You can't sit down at the end of the day and because I love my friends, I feel depleted. From possessions to emotions to energy to time, I'm depleted completely. Like, love should fill your cup. When you give, it should literally fill your cup. And if you find yourself in a situation where you give love to the point that it costs you everything, it costs you your possessions, your money, your time, your energy, your emotions are all over the place. It's just too much. Love is so simple, guys. And I think as people, we make it more complicated than it is. Love is simple. Like, I shouldn't feel a type of way after sharing my love for you. I shouldn't feel like I must restrict myself because I love you. I shouldn't feel, and the thing is, we always feel when it's off. We always feel when you're giving, and you're not getting anything in return. That's when it costs you everything. And that's when you need to take a step back and be like, no. And I mean this even with family. Like, we love our family unconditionally, and I think that's God-given, of course. But there are people in our lives that just take and take and take and take. You realize far along the line, I feel like this love has cost me everything, and love shouldn't be like that. I don't think it should be like that. Love is a two-way street. It's a give and take. Yes, it's not black and white, but you will feel, and I need us to trust ourselves more with how we feel. You feel when something's off. You feel when something is lacking. You feel when something is making you a type of way, and we always make excuses for it. Oh, my family's like this. No, my friends are busy. No, we always make excuses for it, but over time, you know. So that's my thought. Love shouldn't cost you everything. Time, energy, emotions, possessions, nothing. It shouldn't cost you everything. I'm not saying it shouldn't cost you those things to a certain level, but not all of it. You can't be spent because you love somebody. Anyway, so that's one. And then, oh, this one I love this one. There are far more worthy pursuits than being liked. It took me a long time to get this one. There are far more worthy pursuits in life. There's far more things that you should be seeking in life than being liked. Oh, it took me a long time to figure this one out. And I'll tell you why this thought is so important to me. Because when you operate from a place of wanting people to like you, you end up lacking in yourself. You end up lacking in your identity of who you are. You lose yourself in terms of your authenticity because you're trying to be liked by other people. Basically, you are fake. You can't operate from a point of trying to be liked by everybody, because when you close the door and you shut the windows and you get into bed and you are alone, you will feel so empty. It's not going to be funny. It's not funny. So there are far more worthy pursuits. There are far more beautiful pursuits in life than to be liked by people. Because if you operate, and people will like you regardless, whether you do you or whether you don't do you, khona labantu labatokuthandzela ukuthi you being fake, khona labantu labatokuthandzela ukuthi you being yourself. And rather, people like you for being yourself, because it's really going to take less from you than trying to be fake. So there are far more worthy pursuits than being liked by people. And I think the best reward is the fact that you will live a full life. When you operate from a place where you're trying to be liked by everybody, sweetie, I don't even think I need to elaborate further on this one, but you guys get my point, right? And I think going into the new year, operate from, what do you feel like doing? What do you like? What do you, your first thought, your first immediate thought can't be nangenda logo batothini bo, nangenda logo angajabula, nangenda logo bantu bangangithanda ka social media, nangenda logo ka Instagram ngihambe ngunu, I'll probably get more like. Your first thought can't be that, surely, when you do things. Surely it can't. It can't. No. It really can't, guys. Your first thought can't be guti wena, everything that you, even at work, like your first thought can't be, let me do this so that the MD can see me. Are you guys living a real life or what? Are you guys really living a real life or what? But anyway, yeah, there are far more worthy pursuits. There's far more joy. There's far more things to discover than being liked by people and operating from that level. Okay, I'm almost done. I don't want to make this video long because I can blab, right? You don't know. Oh, this one. It took me years. It took me years to understand this and to forgive myself, because I think I was so harsh on myself. But anyway, let me read it so that you can get context, right? You don't know what you don't know. You don't know what you don't know. Like, guys, life is not impilo. Life is not impilo. And impilo is not life. There's no manual. There's no exam. We are living right now, and you don't know what you don't know, so you can't blame yourself for things not happening the way that you thought they would. right? You can't blame yourself for emotions you thought you'd never have. You can't blame yourself for actions that you've made in situations where you had all that information, only the information that you had at the time. You can't blame yourself for that. And it took me a long time to forgive myself for things I said, things I did, things I felt, and I didn't know what I know now. And for you to know those things, unfortunately, you have to go through the experiences of life. Do you get me? You don't know what you don't know. And if life takes a turn here and there, one thing about, I believe this thoroughly, one thing about your destiny and what you are meant to do, it won't miss you. And it will get you. And this is my belief. What a waste of God's creation. You think God is dizzy? That man is not dizzy. That man is not dizzy, guys. Whether my destiny was to give birth to the next king of this country, for example, the fact that he's a Lamine does not, guys, please don't then make this, but you get my point. If my destiny was to make a baby and to give birth to a healthy baby and he becomes the next king of this country, of course I'm gonna do other things on the side and try and start a business and do this and do this. But that was my destiny. My destiny was to birth the next king. Your destiny doesn't miss you. Whether you realize what your destiny is or not, it doesn't miss you. And you don't know what you don't know. So never think that because things didn't turn out the way that you thought they should turn out, that all is lost. And it took me a long time to realize that my destiny is not going to miss me. It took me a long time to forgive myself for things that I blame myself so much. I'm like, oh, why did I do this? Oh, when I was this age, I should have done this. I should have been saving at the age of 23. I didn't know what I didn't know, guys. And even for the people who are way younger and you're watching this, trust me, make the best decisions with the information that you have at this point in time. When you are 5 years from now and you realize and look back, you're probably going to say, I should have done it that way. But at the time, you didn't know. So you need to give yourself grace. Be softer with yourself. Be kinder with yourself. I like to think, so the decisions that people make, they have feelings, they have thoughts, and they have information, and they do that. Whether it's valid or not valid in the next 5 years, you don't know what you didn't know then, and that's my chat. That's my chat. Last but not least, as we close this off, so this is not actually a random thought of mine. This is a quote that was recently shared to me by one of my friends, and I think it sums up my trajectory for the next year. It sums up my mental focus. It sums up my previous year, 2022, and this one I think wrapped everything up, and it was shared just a few days back with me, and I said, you know when you see a quote and you're like, you know that thing? Am I the only one who sees a quote and you're just like, why are you cutting around the bushes? Why didn't you say Zinzi Twala 1, 2, and 3? Because this quote, I felt it and I said, okay, so this is the one I'm sharing. The quotes I'm sharing with you guys. Your garden is your garden. Your garden isn't thriving because every time a flower blooms, you cut it to prove to someone else that you're a gardener. Your garden, so the bigger scope of your life. Now, let me unpack it. The bigger scope of your life, the bigger destiny, your bigger goals, your bigger this is the bigger scheme of your life. It isn't blooming. It isn't thriving, because every time in your garden, when one small little flower blooms, you want to quickly cut it and show somebody, oh, Mine, nengadze mine. I have a flower. I'm a gardener. I'm a gardener. And everybody goes, ah, for that little flower. You won't have a rose garden, a rose bed. You won't have the full thing if you're not patient enough to focus. So that quote was saying at the end, it said, your garden isn't your garden, guys, your garden isn't thriving because every time a flower blooms, you cut it to prove to someone else that you're a gardener. And then it says, please focus. I said, oh Jesus. And I think we're such a show me, show me, show me, show off generation, right? And it pisses me off. And I'll tell you why it pisses me off. Because you lose focus of the bigger garden, the bigger bouquet of flowers, while you're focusing on this one little thing that you think everybody should be applauding for. Guys, do I even need to unpack this one? So in the next year, I really want to focus on myself. There's a lot of work I need to do with myself. I need to be more disciplined. I need to be more active. There's so many projects that I want to start this year, so many things that I want to try out, and it needs me to focus. I want to cement the things that I've already started. The business, I want to cement my consultancy, I want to cement a lot of things. There's a lot of list. I want to cement my parenting. I feel like I'm not showing up as much as I could, and that's all because I want to pluck the flower before the garden fully blooms. And in this year, I really want to thrive in my personal capacity, in my business, in my parenting, in so many areas. And I wish that for everybody in this new year, guys. 2023 is going to be a beautiful year. Please mark my words, it's going to be a beautiful year. Please do not be fooled and think everything is going to go smoothly. Once you operate from a place and understand that life is seasonal, like unje, and just because you're on the downward doesn't mean that you are less worthy, that you don't deserve goodness, that your life is falling apart. I love that quote that says, just because you're having a bad day doesn't mean you're having a bad life. Life is seasonal. And Nami, in the past year, not everything has been fantastic. There are days where I have been crawling mentally and physically. But the good has been really good, and God has been really God, right? So please understand that life is seasonal. Do the best that you can, especially when you're up. When you're up, be well rested. Also, I think a lot of us don't take care of our bodies, and then we think something is wrong in the world. It's because you're showing up at 50% battery life. So take care of your body, then you'll be able to take care of your life. You need your body to take care of your life. So yeah, guys, I really, really hope everybody has an absolutely amazing crossover. 2023, mark my words, is going to be a good year. I'm spreading you guys love and light. Hopefully we're gonna grow in the new year in this channel. Ngiyabonga for all your support. Thank you so much. In the comment section, give me love. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. So like is the thumbs up at the bottom of the video, and hit the bell, the notification button, so that every time I upload a video you get a notification. And subscribe, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you're watching and you haven't subscribed. All you have to do is press the subscribe button. I don't know which side it's on, but it's down here. Press the subscribe button, become part of the family. Let's grow the channel in 2023. Love and light to all of you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I just need 10,000, 20,000, 100,000 racks. I just need 10,000.